How is everyone out there? How is all my Ifayla family out there? We give honor to life, that we're guided as one, to honor Ifayla. Greetings of honor to every one of my Ifayla family. Alafia. Last week, we discussed about just like the days of Noah, and we refer it back to the source, i.e. Ifayla clarity as to the meaning of what Noah's Ark means and how it is important for us to learn how to self-cleanse ourselves in order for us to be worthy of our promised land. I hope everyone out there has already started the process of self-cleansing. This week, we're going to do a follow-up on the same topic, just like the days of Noah. The reason why this topic is extra important to me is because to self-cleanse oneself, it will definitely take more than I am mighty to be able to achieve it. But my clarity is, with Ifayla in our mind, we're definitely going to achieve being able to self-cleanse ourselves. Because Ifayla will not place on any one of us. I don't like to use the word burden, so I will use purpose instead. Moremi Ifayla will not place on any of us purpose that we will not be able to carry. Before I start on today's teaching, I would first of all like to mention that having seen the way the system have, if you like, or how I see it, the system have brainwashed people, contradicted people's way of life, also mass misled people. For this realization for me, I found that I begin to have more compassion on people, particularly children. The reason is, one can easily say we're all a victim, but not anymore. One will only be a victim if you make yourself a victim. Now, even talking about the system, how it has been run, that didn't particularly help people to know a loving God, one will not put blame even on the system. The reason is, everlasting God did put everything in its own space and time. So on that note, I think time for blaming is gone. It's time for every one of us to start the work of self-renewal, because we've entered this year 2019. I realized just about 10 minutes ago that this is the year of Ifayla. Ifayla ministry was born on the 5th, meaning May. 5 means lifetime, means life. V in Roman figure is 5. That's Ifa, that's life, that's Ifayla. Oneness of everything. When you have V and you cap it with 3, you have heart. Loving God. 2019 is year of Ifayla, year of everlasting loving God. It's year of living God. So every one of us must be determined to take our position, because nobody is going to take anybody's position this time. No one is going to take it upon themselves that they are going to steal another person's birthright. It's not going to happen. Every one of us, that's why universe has placed me here to be making this video. I didn't even know how important it is until 10 minutes ago. Everyone must start to do the self-cleansing. You cannot connect with God in any other way but to self-cleanse yourself inside out. To seek the living God, how it has been given to you in your own community, personally and collectively. You cannot take somebody else's position. Not now that the clarity is brighter as the sun, even more brighter. Alafia. On that note, we will start the teaching of today, which is just like the days of Noah. Just like the days of Noah, the first thing that came to my mind when I said that to myself again, that just like the days of Noah, then I heard, which is inclusive of myself, just like the days of Noah, are women behaving badly? Then the first thing that came to my mind after that question revealed itself is that feminine energy. I didn't realize how important, even though I'm a woman and I know myself to be Ifayla, meaning living God, everlasting God that is in me, all around me, straight path. I didn't know. I know there's feminine energy, but I didn't know how important it is. And I knew, I think it's the last week video or the one before last week one, whereby I said that women need to learn to set the tone. I was saying that as it's written in my heart, but I didn't know how important feminine energy is until universe took me on that journey briefly, and I'm like, whoa. If it weren't for Ifayla that is inside of me, my everlasting God, I don't think I would have been able to overcome that experience. That made me to have, as I said earlier, compassion on men particularly. Because it's some kind of energy that almost impossible to resist or to overcome. Be good or the opposites. I would not put measurement on that. But one thing that is clear with me is Ifayla is beautiful in every way. So are women behaving badly? Women are being giving an energy that we need to learn to manage with care and diligently. Even for those women out there who don't know the sort of energy that they possess, that they carry, that even makes it worse. Because if you don't know what it is, it means things will be going on as a result of the energy that you carry, and you don't even know. So if you don't know, does that not mean one will be unknowingly adding to the problem? Because if you know the sort of energy that you carry, you will know how to manage it better, to work for the purpose of good. But if you don't know, other people who know you have that energy will be using it not for the purpose of good. Not because they don't want to use it for the purpose of good, but because they don't know how to. Why? Because it's not given to them by everlasting God. It does not belong to them. That is why stealing or thieves are at a wrong end of solution upon their lives. Because when you steal something from someone, it doesn't belong to you, which means you will not know how to use it and you'll be using it to create problem. Now, the person who owns that thing that don't know the purpose of that energy will be at fault, knowingly or unknowingly as well. So everybody will be like a victim of energy. So feminine energy, I'm saying to every woman out there, you have a feminine energy. Teach it to your daughters. Let them know that they have a feminine energy. Let them have clarity as to how to manage it carefully and diligently, so that this energy will not be affecting people, particularly men, in the manner that is not going to help them to behave with focus, intention, which will be directed to a loving purpose in our planet. From that aspect of looking at things, do we still really make ourselves ready to place faults on men? Are men faulty? You decide. Every woman out there, you decide. Energetically, I thought women just need to set the tone by saying it. I didn't know that it actually takes more than that. Energetically, we connect directly with God. That's why we're the vessel that bring forth life. Of course, hand in hand with our life partner. But there's a reason why we're the one that carry the life for that beautiful 9 months. There's a connection there that is called energy, that is only between you and God that owns that. From that aspect of things, feminine energy is highly important for our planet, our world, our community, our society to be in alignment with God, to do the purpose that planet Earth has put the planet Earth here. Every woman have to realize the importance of the feminine energy that they possess, that they own. And we must learn how to use it only for the purpose of good. We must learn to use it diligently and carefully. Every one of us have to know that we have this energy. And we must use it to lift up our men so that our men can lift us up as well. Today's Noah's Ark, just like the days of Noah that I'm talking about, is connected to the promised land in every individual community. That is their promised land. Just like days of Noah's Ark, which is Ifayla year, has started, and that means eternity of life, whereby every one of us is going to be living our own community with peace, collectively and individually. That's what Ifayla means. That's life of a person that is important to the giver of that life. Nobody's life will ever be wasted again. That is the meaning of Ifayla, because Ifayla is here to teach every one of us the straight path. So women have a role to play. That's what I'm trying to say. And that role cannot be shoved aside anymore. Now, what are the role of women? The first role of women is that because we have entered into that space of Noah's Ark, each community in their own given space by everlasting God, that is our promised land. That is our Noah's Ark. Now what we need to do is the renewal, so that we'll be worthy of that space. What we need to do is the renewal And every one of us has a purpose. Now, the purpose of women, feminine energy, is paramount. And the role of a woman, as we know it to be, is abundant, is a lot, is non-ending. But just to mention a few that is very vital, that's a place for us to start. When we start from there, the rest, planet Earth, will be letting us know, individually and collectively. So these are the role of women inside Noah's Ark. And it's meant for those who are prepared to do the work. First, we need to learn how to use our feminine energy to help our life partners to not be dealing with corrupt sexual activities, to help them free their brain from sexual corrupt activities. It is our duty. Think about it. When a man cheats, well, I don't know about today, but ordinarily he cheats with another woman. Somehow, if we're in our overflowing feminine energy, I don't think the next thing or the next minute your life partner will want to be thinking or do to you is to go and cheat. We will be able to work together to avert cheating, because cheating does not add to family. We've seen it destroy family time and time again. I don't know, some people may say marry more than one woman is the solution. For me, the universe did not teach me that, so I will not advocate that. That just breeds more jealousy and problem in the family. Marriage is meant for two persons, and God keeps them as one. Everlasting God that puts them together keeps them as one. A person's heart only have room for their life partner, for one life partner. Whatever the rest may be, maybe, I don't know. And I will not say something that I don't know. So a woman should be ready to understand the sort of feminine energy that you possess that will not lead your man to be searching for another woman somewhere else, which will only make him to bring problem to your home. So I think personally it's because we do not understand the sort of feminine energy that we carry that may be causing the problem, part of the problem that is facing us as women. And as I said before, the first place to start is to find a way to stop beating our children. Because children, they are the strong arms of God. We cannot be beating those that God loved most, that God required that we should love them most and expect things to be all right. Whatever patience we need to possess, we can ask Ifayla to give it to us. Ifayla already given it to us. It's us not knowing that it's causing the problem. So we must help our life partner to free their brain from corruptive sexual activities. That's first. Second, as our men lift us up, we women too should know. It goes both ways. There's no one rule for men and another rule for women, no. As our men lift us up, we should know we must lift them up as well. When we set standard, remember when I said women should learn to set a tone? It's part of that feminine energy that I'm talking about, because when women set a tone in the family by giving regards and honor to every member of that family, everything just works better for everyone. God will hear when a woman has done the work of self-cleansing. Ifayla will make you to become overflow in your feminine energy. Therefore, when you set the tone in your family, it's like what you call blessing, what you call oneness with everlasting God, and everything in that family will work for the purpose of God. And you know that God is beautiful in every way. everyone in that family will become successful, because every single one of us come to this higher plane, to this planet Earth, with a purpose to glorify God that brought us here for a purpose. And what is important about setting the standard, meaning women setting the tone, it is very important when a woman sets a standard to know that you yourself have to live by that standard. You have to live by example, meaning in your most secret places. Women know what I mean by that. I don't personally connect or subscribe to secrets, because there's no secret in Morimi's house. I'm speaking it because it has a purpose to do with the video I'm doing, which is referring to the fact that there's really no secret. Because if you're someone that knows clearly God is watching every one of us, what you think is secret, nobody sees you, think again. Somebody sees. And God is not going to come down from heaven. Somebody possesses that gift of God in them. And God gave us gifts for a greater purpose, for beautiful purposes. Now, if you don't know how to use that gift, it's another story. Or if we don't even know that we have that gift, that's another story. So women, when you set that standard, when you set that tone, you have to live by that standard, even in your most secret places. You have to live by that standard. You don't just speak things, it looks good, but in your most secret places, you are doing something else. Then you setting the tone is not going to honor the family. It's not going to make the family to be successful. So you have to be the first person to live by that standard. Set that tone, God standard. Morimi Ifayla standard. Morimi Ifayla tone, clarity, straight path. And it will be well for everyone in that family. Everybody will be successful in that family. It's not going to be a case of 6 people, only one person is succeed. Meaning a successful person among a family of 6, it means all of them are not successful as far as Morimi Ifayla is concerned. This is how it's said in most African families. 10 family, 4 families, 6 family members, only one person will be successful, which makes every one of them not successful, because that one person cannot lift everybody up. Only Morimi Ifayla, God that created everyone, already lifted everyone up before they were born. It's the system of the world that creates the misbalance. But we give honor to life that we've entered into year of Morimi Ifayla. It's because it's time. Because God already written everything, but all was going to come about on time. We give honor to life that we didn't miss it. We get it. And each and every one of us in my family, we've taken our position. So I'm having this talk now for every one of us to know that we need to connect with our heart, with God, Morimi Ifayla, so that we take our position. You are your promised land. Your community is your promised land. You just got to start to tilt that land now. It's this year, now. You also have to make sure your thought is straight all the time. Even if you don't know what you're saying or if you don't get it fully, just make sure your thought is straight at all time. As you speak it forth, because we're all each other's teacher, you'll be surprised that whatever is missing, every member of the family will be able to bring it forth. That's how Morimi Ifayla function. That's straight part. Everybody with something unique to add. No one must be silenced, because when you silence somebody, oh, you're young, it's not time for you to speak, oh, you can't do this, you cannot do that. We know we won't listen to her. What does she know? What does he know? No. We must listen. There's gift in every one of us. And when we don't listen to that person, no matter how young or how old, we will miss it. So as straight as a person thought might be, you bring it forth how you understand it, and your thought is straight. That's everything you need. Now everybody has to bring forth their thought and add it to yours, and it becomes awesome for every person in that family. So, women, allow your thought to be straight at all time. Keep no secrets. There's no secret in Morimi's house. Somebody I heard the other day, maybe YouTube, TV or something, say that every woman has a secret. Today, as a woman, say to yourself, I do not have a secret. The only secret place any one of us should have, man or woman, is God. That will help us. Morimi Ifayla, God, everlasting God, will help us. Living God will help us to be straight in our thoughts. Every family must work together. Every family must talk together. Every family must be successful. We must lift each other up. Easier said than done, but we have to be determined. We don't have any option. We have to all take our position now, this year. If you have not taken your position, take your position this year. But it's definitely not going to be at my expense or at my family's expense, because Morimi Ifayla is in each one of us, all around us, straight path. That's because we've been doing the work for a very long time. We didn't even know that's what we were doing. We just have love for God, that's why. So every other family, start your work. God is always on time, never late. We have 4 months before this year folds up, and we enter into a miracle year, 2020. Start your renewal process now. Start by knowing your house, your body, that property that you didn't have to pay for, and it's so nobody can put price on it. It's priceless. Women, your body is priceless, the house of God. Morimi Ifayla, begin to use it as that purpose. Respect it, honor your body. That's where to start. Now, let's talk about men role as well. Men role is evenly abundant as well in a family. In fact, the role that we play might have variety, but the similarity is straight path, meaning it's the same. The role just lift each other up. When the one person may be running hot, the one person just need to like cool it down, and it goes, like that between the two people, because they're both holding on to Morimi Ifayla, everlasting God. That's just the difference. Which is not different, it's still one. Similarity. Now, let me be specific about just a couple of what my heart has guided me to instruct us about as to what men role is. First of all, men role will be, I think it would be silly for somebody to say men could sometimes be more addicted to sex. But I guess women are addicted to sex as well. Both love sex. It's just how you handle it might differ. So I'm not going to point finger at men and say men are more addictive to sex than women. That's not what I'm saying. But I will say for any form of addiction to leave a person's body, one will have to go honor to Turkey. One will have to go cold turkey. So I'm trying to say, for somebody who may be addicted to sex, they say, you need to respect your house and stop having sex. And I didn't say it's going to be easy. But you have to be determined that the addiction, with the God that is inside of you, you can overcome any addiction. So what I'm saying is men need to be more determined to begin to respect their house as well as the house of God, and God will help them to remove any sexual addiction or any drug addiction or beating addiction, violent addiction, whatever form of addiction. For those who is married, connect with your wife as one. Between the two of you, you can do it. For those of us whom we know in our heart, our life partner is with us, use the same clarity. Know that you're not by yourself. Your heart is with you. Call on Ifayla, living God, will help you to achieve it, to overcome any form of addiction that you may be struggling with. Secondly, it is high time for men to realize that the world that we all long for, I'm sure men long for it as well. It may be remote, like very deep. They don't connect with it, or some they, I don't know. But I know in my heart we all long for a peaceful world where every one of us can enjoy the community everlasting God has given to us, without somebody from another land or a stranger coming to kill us or steal from us. We all long for that day. So, and the only way that is going to happen is for men to start to not think as women as a subordinate. God did not create women to be a subordinate. If a woman is a man helper in a family, so the man is the woman helper as well. That is what Ifayla is teaching me. Meaning everlasting God, universe, call it any name you like, is Ifayla, where everything comes from and where everything returns. And beyond is beyond. When you say God is this, no, God is more than that. That's the meaning of more in me. Remove the MI, you will find more. God is always more than that. So there's no reason for us trying to dig gods. We shall not dig ourselves. We will not dig ourselves into everlasting hole that will never come out from. Man's role. The second role that a man must have in your thoughts, in your thinking. Remove it from your psyche that a woman is your subordinate. It is a lie. For us to have a world that we need, that is worthy for us, that we will be worthy of, we must not be thinking of each other as subordinates. I can assure you, because men think of women as subordinate, women too, in their feminine energy, secretly really do think that men is even less than a subordinate. Never mind how they will come front and make you feel otherwise. It's a lie that is killing us. Because Ifayla does not do 99%. We have to be 100% at least to even be able to say to ourselves that we have a life. Do you not get it? The system is running itself on death right now. Ifayla is insisting we must run the world with life, meaning love, living God. We cannot achieve this when we think of each other as subordinates or less. This 2019, please men, Ifayla has removed that brainwashing that makes us think that we're subordinate to one another. I never thought anything or anyone is subordinate to me. I always know in my heart that I'm one with the planet, with the world, with the universe. That's why, maybe that's the reason why I'm not involved in any group of this or group of that. Whenever that comes my way, I say, no, I cannot make choice to be with this group or that group. I am one with the planet. That's what I always say, even when I didn't have a clue what I was saying. And this started 2017 to be precise. That's when I kept on saying, no, I am one with the planet. I'll just hear myself saying this. Now I actually know it is real. If I'm going to connect with a group of people and that would take me away from the planet, I couldn't do that. So men, if you remotely think women don't think even less of you because of you think of women like this, think again. So remove that thought from your deep place, because I know that the universe is real. Men kind of deep, which is why they don't particularly want to connect with a woman with their heart. That's because, are you afraid of women? That women is not trustworthy? They're full of tricks? Therefore, you have to be a better trickster. No. We've entered into that new day. We mustn't hold secret from one another. That's not what Ifayla is teaching me. We're not subordinate to one another. When you can connect with somebody with your heart, you will find how beautiful, everlasting, living God that holds us as one is. Of course, all your trust, all of it, only belong to Ifayla. I'm clear about that. But at least we have to remove the barrier of subordinates. Because our world has to be built on a foundation that is strong enough to keep us moving. On light that is able to carry us forever. That is the purpose of higher plane. Ifayla world. I guess that's major role that a man needs to begin to play. If a man can be able to figure that out and be bold and say, my wife is not subordinate to me. As she's my helper, so I am a helper. We lift each other up. Behind every successful man, there is a woman. That sounds funny to me at this minute. But there was a time, that's all I know, just like everybody. Sincerely speaking, because the universe is real, there's some sort of fact to that. But you know something about facts? It's science. Today is circle, tomorrow is square. Another day, it's another angle. But with Ifayla, it is straightforward. And for us to be straightforward, guess what? We have to be like number 11. Or, which is when you turn it the other way around, is equal sign. When we say even, what we're literally saying is even. Which means sometimes the woman has to, in Emmy, which is what you call spirit, in hemisphere, which is what you call spirit, there's I'm not sure if that's the way it is in Emmy, but in spirit, which is how man has reinterprets the word of God. But for things to function properly, there's only so far one person can continue to sit behind. Sometimes it will be necessary. In fact, all the time. What Ifayla is teaching me is that all the time, our psyche, our mindset, our heart, we must make sure we stand side by side. Now, when you write the letter V, meaning 5, Roman figure, and you cap it with 3, and you have a heart, do you see one standing behind and the other one standing in front? They are one, they are together. That is how our mind should be set. Now, in any position or situation or scenario, when one person needs to sit behind to make sure your life partner can see clearly, that makes sense. And in another scenario, it may be the other way around, that The woman will sit at the front and the man will sit at the back. That's how it runs. Just sometimes I may have to be the one to lift you up. Another scenario, you will have to be the one to lift me up. That's God's way. Man way didn't work so far. It's war, killings everywhere. Another man serving another man. Another man calling another man God. No. If you are creator of everything and things are run that way, how would you feel? And if God give me a specific purpose and I sit behind, how am I going to glorify that which God has given me? And say I give it to my husband, for example, or I give it to my brother, because in some family they will say, woman, whatever God has given her, because she's a girl, because she's a woman, they will do spiritual, whatever it is they do, to think in their head they've taken it from the girl and give it to the man. Why? Because the girl, she will carry it to another man's house, and they don't want that. So is man trying to say God is not good in God's thinking, or God is not perfect? Because one minute you say God is perfect, and another minute you take what God has made perfect and make him perfect by your ways. If I'm the one that God has given the gift to, and I give it to someone else, that person will not know how to use the gift in an overflowing manner. In fact, it will almost be impossible for that person to be able to connect with the 10% of that energy. It's the same thing that we call gift from God. Everybody has got their own gift. So my life partner, my husband, can only help me with my gift as I help my husband with my husband's gift. But most of us, like I am, I live my life as someone who has got a life partner, because I am with my life partner in my heart. I'm not by myself. A person who has God in them have their life partner with them. So you must never, at any given time, think of yourself as you're alone, because I don't think of myself as somebody that is alone. My God is with me. On that note, let's go to the instruction of the week. To be liberated in Noah's Ark, self-cleansing is important for both the male and the female. We must be more determined than any form of addiction that we're dealing with, and we will definitely overcome whatever addiction that is. It is about the planet now. It's about the universe. It's about the living God. It's about the everlasting loving God. That's the meaning of Ifayla. This is the year of Ifayla, 2019. Therefore, when a man is able to meet the need of the planet, surely all men and women will rejoice. And for women specifically, women, when you do not sleep, your husband will not slumber. When your husband do not slumber, your children will not fall by the wayside. Women, know that you have feminine energy that can make the world, the planet, a better place. All you need to do now is cleanse yourself. Begin to take care of your feminine energy carefully and with total diligence, and all will be well with every one of us and our family. Alafia. Ibadah and in praise to Moremi Ifayla. We give Moremi Ifayla for all the honors, for giving us the strength to keep focus in spite of all odds. We give honor to all the ancestors, and we celebrate all the ancestors forever, and the energy, perfect energy of life that is on and on and on forever, that gives us life and help us to be strong even when we're not able to. We give honor to those to all that generations, energy, generations that we are, that we're going to be. We appreciate everyone that listened to this Ifayla Ministry video. We just would like to say thank you. We thank you with honor, and we love you. And remember, the love you have for yourself is the greatest love. We see you next week, where Ifayla will keep us beyond next week. Allah.